Mother Nature, truly, we are grateful for what you have made of us. No doubt you did the best you could. However, with all due respect, we must say that you have, in many ways, done a poor job with the human constitution.
Okay.
You have made us vulnerable to disease and damage. You compel us to age and die just as we're beginning to attain wisdom. You held out on us by giving the sharpest senses to other animals. You gave us limited memory, poor impulse control, and tribalistic, xenophobic urges. And you forgot to give us the operating manual for ourselves. We have decided that it's time to amend the human constitution. Over the coming decades, we will pursue a series of changes to our own constitution, initiated with the tools of biotechnology, guided by critical and creative thinking. In particular, we declare we will no longer tolerate the tyranny of aging and death. We will improve on our neural organization and capacity. We will supplement the neocortex with a metabrain. We will no longer be slaves to our genes. We will cautiously yet boldly reshape our motivational patterns and emotional responses in ways we, as individuals, deem healthy. We recognize your genius in using carbon-based compounds to develop us, yet we will not limit our physical, intellectual, or emotional capacities by remaining purely biological organism. These amendments to our Constitution will move us from a human to a transhuman condition as individuals. We believe that individual transhumanizing. I invite you to look at Isaiah 14 with me for just a moment. How are you fallen from heaven, O day star? You said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven above the stars of God. I will set my throne on high. I will sit on the mount of assembly in the far reaches of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. But you are brought down to the grave, to the far reaches of the pit. Those who see you will stare at you and ponder over you. Is this the man who made the earth tremble, who shook kingdoms? I will change my body. I will become a woman. So it's reasonable and it's a good application to see this as both a reference to the ancient king of Babylon and the spiritual power behind that king. Have you also become as weak as we? Have you become like us? When he went to hell, the king of literal Babylon was exposed as a mere man, as Satan will be. He thought of himself as greater than that. Sadly, like Max Moore, sadly, it's Joe Biden for that matter. As well, when the king of spiritual Babylon goes to hell, all will be amazed to see that he was just a weak creature. Even though he may have never said it with his lips, it was enough that he said it in his heart. For you've said in your heart, is what Scripture says. So I will. The pride of the grasping, selfish ambition, the self-will of the king of Babylon is powerfully expressed in these 5 I will statements. This is the essence of the self-focused and self-obsessed lie. I will ascend to heaven. In fact, I will create heaven. I will bring heaven to earth. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will be enthroned. I'll be God. I'll be exalted above all the other beings. I'll sit in the place of glory and I'll have all the honor and attention. I'll continue to rise. I'll continue to evolve. In fact, I'll manage my evolution. Even in heaven. Until everyone sees me in my bright and shining glory. I will overcome. I will be glorious and be set equal to God, far above all the other created beings. It is a strange paradox that nothing makes a being less like God than this urge. What prompted Satan to say this? What prompts people like Max Moore, Tim Gill, or anyone else to say this? To exalt themselves over other creatures? What prompts these 5 I will statements? Why did Lucifer rebel? It's because they reject God's design, they reject his plan, and they try to create an order of beings that are made in their own image. The fetish and the self-idolatry of these men, fomenting is the word, I guess, the transgender movement on society or on culture as a mass experiment for their benefit. Ultimately, they want to form humanity in their image. One day, they want to be lifted up in honor and status above everyone. Satan wanted to be the highest among all creatures, equal to God in glory and honor. And the plan to create man would eventually put men above angels. Satan doesn't like that. He was apparently able to persuade at least a third of the angelic beings to join him in rebellion, Revelation 12. So in this case, it explains well Satan's present strategy against mankind.